Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. Today I have in shop this cool looking 2001 Toyota Sequoia 4-wheel drive limited. I did last week thorough detail inspection for the owner. It's a new customer. This vehicle is new to me. And the results of the inspection at 255,000 miles were clearly that it needs a bunch of service. And when I do these inspections for these owners, I always try to explain in my report what maintenance or repairs should be done maybe in the future, what should be done soon, and what should be done immediately. And I have on this vehicle one item which really has to be taken care of immediately, because if it's not, it could cause catastrophic failure. And you might be thinking, hey, drama queen, what are you talking about? But let me explain it, and I'm sure you will agree. And this is the area where the part is located. And I prepare all the lights so we can go look at it together in the detail. And I will give example what it cannot be. If you look on these struts, this strut is leaked out, so it needs to be replaced. And not only that, the bottom bushing is completely ripped in the pieces. Hopefully you can perfectly see it. Right here is a chunk of rubber missing. It's collapsed. And if we look even on the other side as an example, you will see that shiny part right there. It's a metal on metal rubbing. Both these bushings on these struts are completely collapsed, damaged. But this is not the part I'm talking about, because even if it makes this annoying noise going over the bumps, this cannot cause catastrophic failure where the driver could end up in the accident. They could get killed, or they could kill other people which are part of that traffic. The part is very close, and of course you who are the experts, you know I'm talking about the lower ball joint right here. And that means when I'm doing these inspections, I have to take a time and test the play in this lower ball joint. And this one, when I took my little pry bar, you don't need anything huge, and when I applied the pressure on it, I felt the movement and I also heard it. So I hope I can show it to you and you will hear it. Hopefully that noise from the neighbors will be not interfering. So let's give it a listen. And I will pry between the lower control arm and the ball joint itself. And that means that right here, inside of this dust boot, that ball joint is loose. It developed play, and this really needs to be replaced ASAP. And that's why the owner, he understood that. I did that last week for him, and we scheduled for today. There's a bunch of work, but this is really, guys, #1 priority. And when we move together to the other side, you will not hear it. This ball joint, it's fine, but because in the service history we didn't find that this one was replaced and the other one wasn't, the owner agreed correctly that I will be replacing both sides. But I still didn't explain to you why this failure could cause catastrophic failure and possible huge accident and get the owner killed or somebody else who's on the road. Let me go ahead, remove this wheel. We can see the whole area better in the detail, and I will explain what I mean. Now we will have a better view of this entire area, its design, and that will help me to explain everything in detail. So we have a lower control arm which is connected to that knuckle here through that ball joint. And we have also, and I didn't mention it, there is another ball joint which is super important, and it's the upper control arm, upper ball joint. So basically both of these, upper ball joint and the lower ball joint, can cause catastrophic failure as we are discussing it in this video. As we said, this cannot, because despite the fact it's heavily worn, is collapsed, and the shock leaked out, the strut, the shock part of the strut leaked out, that should not possibly cause an accident, yet either of ball joint could. Now what can happen? So if either of those fails and they will separate, well, you will lose connection from this entire knuckle either to the upper or lower control arm. And this is what will happen. If you are driving, this whole part with the wheel will basically go backwards, hit this area, damage it, and it will separate itself from the vehicle. It will destroy the steering, it will destroy the CV axle, because that will be ripped out of the front diff. It will just mess up everything, and depending how fast you are driving, yes, it could be deadly for the driver, ending up in the ditch or leaving the road and getting in the accident, or even the wheel, which will be ripped from here, separate from the whole car. Well, if you are going 60 or 70, that can travel as a projectile, hit another car. It could cause really deadly accidents. So in this design, we always pay extreme attention to the upper ball joints and the lower ball joints. The bushings, for example, in the lower control arm, when these are bad, well, they will negatively affect the alignment, so you might have a bad wear on your tire, but it cannot fall off because there are big bolts holding it. The same with the bushings on the upper control arm, if they are worn, again, affecting alignment. There could be some play, but purely theoretically will not cause catastrophic failure. This one either. I'm sure you guys saw already how the brake rotors are grooved. It's because somebody did in the past replace only the brake pads and didn't resurface the rotors or replace them. Surprisingly, I started my detail inspection with a test drive. This vehicle, before I even saw that, brakes absolutely smoothly, doesn't pull to the side or anything like that. So this we discussed with the owner. I won't be touching it today because I will be dealing with lower ball joints, I will be changing the struts and all kinds of other work. This was not for him the highest priority yet. And I know most of you are experts and you are fully aware of these ball joint issue. However, I have to explain it for everybody, also for the newbies. This is the item which is always heavily discussed on the forums with this design on the sequoias, tacomas, forerunners. Everybody keeps always talking about the upper, but mainly and most often it's the lower ball joints right here. So I hope now you have way better understanding of this issue, and you also saw how you can easily test those lower ball joints. Replacing those, it's surprisingly not very difficult, and I'm sure there are very many videos about this on YouTube, including the Third Time Maintenance YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please always give a thumb up and stay tuned, be subscribed and have that notification button so you don't miss the future videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day, my friend.